So I recently just posted this video on inspiration, and if you haven't seen it, I'll link it down below. And in this video, I wanted to break down a few shots that I did in that video. Throughout that project, I had been testing out this new light by SmallRig. They sent me out this light to check out, and it's this tiny little RGB 60-watt light. It's called the RC60C, and what's cool about this light is that's fully RGB and it's battery operated with the ability to be able to swap out modifiers. It's like a tiny little cob light. And this came in quite handy throughout the project by giving me the ability to be able to add extra light, color in different scenarios, and the ease of lighting. My house is quite small, especially my office, and with things this small, you don't have to worry about wall power or extra batteries. You can just place this thing anywhere you want, and it's so light that I could rig it anywhere in my office or my house, and that came in quite handy. So these are the three images that I chose that we're going to break down. So the first shot that I have here, I really wanted a strong fall off on my face. That went from light to darkness. As you can see from the front of my face to the back, you've got this really beautiful fall off. And that is accomplished using a smaller light. In this case, I used the modifier with a tiny softbox. It's like the smallest softbox I've ever seen. It comes with this little grid, and you can take on the grid and take it off. So that's what's really handy. So I put the grid on to be able to control the spill and to be able to direct the light right at my face and create this really cool roll off. A way to do this for yourself at home is you want to place the light as close as possible to your face. So the closer the light, the darker and stronger the fall off will be, and the further the light away from your face is, or the subject, the smoother the transition from light to darkness will be. So in this case, I wanted a very harsh transition from the front to the back, and that's how I accomplished that, by placing the light really close to the front of my face. I then set the color temperature to around 4,500 Kelvin, and my camera was at 5,000 Kelvin. I wanted the image to feel warm, and that's how I did that. I then played around with the positioning of the light until I was happy with the fall off, and then I graded it, and this was the result. For my second shot, I was again in my tiny office, pretending to be on a video chat with David. This shot in the past has been harder to get, as I've always had to bounce light into the corner or set like a mini little panel and bounce the panel against my white walls. This time I had my mini softbox. So I put my mini softbox in the corner just like this, and I pointed it right at my face, kind of acting like a computer screen. Then I turned off my computer screen. Well, I've got two computer screens, so I turned off the one on the right, so I had a stronger left light, and then I dialed down the softbox in the corner so that I could get the light naturally falling onto my face as if it was actually my computer screen. And then I set that to around 5,600 Kelvin, and then I backlit it behind me with another light, which was I think at around 600 Kelvin, and that gave that blue look, which that also enhanced it by adding some haze. And I've also got right in the back corner, I've got another little light set around 2,700 Kelvin, and that's what that little pocket of light in the back is. For my last example here, I kept this one quite simple. Since I had my graphics on my computer screen and those were in black and white, I wanted to add a lot of color here. So I chose to go with some RGB colors, and in this case, I chose the blue and the orange to match the other shots in the project. Here in the bottom, I had picked like a bluish teal. I was able to control the saturation, so it wasn't overwhelming, as I find sometimes when you have the RGB color full blast, it can kind of clip on the computer, and I just didn't want that to happen. And then I also added the Zhiyun CM25 I behind my computer screen, and that's what you're seeing there, the yellow glow. That's set to 2,700 Kelvin, and that's right behind my monitor. And I really like how this one came out with the contrasting glow from blue to orange. As I was editing this video, I was just reminded to how spoiled we really are with all these lights, all these budget lights. I mean, all those shots you saw were all shot with really two lights that are quite affordable. And looking back at the things and how far gear has progressed, we are really spoiled with the amount of stuff that we have. And I'm thankful for the time that we live in, where there is available gear for a very good price. I remember my first light, I actually have it right here, this Viltrox L11 I remember buying this, and I thought this was the coolest thing. It needs NPF batteries, and I remember the batteries would always fall out. It was not the greatest thing, but I thought it was really cool. And looking back, not that long ago, how far things have come for budget price gear, it is really cool to see. So thank you so much, SmallRig, for sending out that light. It was helpful in the video, and with that, I will see you guys in the next video.